Parts cannon! It's showtime. Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. So this weekend, since the weather has not been quite as frigid lately, we're taking this opportunity to do a little bit of problem diagnosis and replace some things that we're not, sure of. We have installed a tonneau cover already, which you'll see footage of that in this video. Some of the stuff's being filmed out of order and it's going to get rearranged out of order, but we deleted the vats because we had we still have an issue with the cold starting thing that we're trying to narrow down. We're not sure if it's IAC, we're not sure if it's fuel pressure, but one of the things that causes people problems was vats, and I happen to have HP tuners, so I went in and tuned it out. That did not change anything. Now we're going to concentrate on the IAC. We're going to pull it out and make sure it's clean. We have a couple other ones here that we can put in its place, just to test to see if that's the problem. We do know that there's a very slow drain on the fuel pump, but we're not exactly sure where it's draining into. But the future plans are to remove the intake and put new intake gaskets and the fuel pressure regulator and things like that, but we're just not at that point yet. So today we're just gonna work on those things. We're gonna change the fuel filter simply because we don't know how long it's been on there and it's been sitting for a long time, and mess with the IAC. And then after that, we're probably gonna hook my laptop up and try to get some live data and see what's happening whenever it's running. So stick with us. Here we go.
This was a, I believe, $120 eBay find, and it looks to be a nice, well manufactured, I guess. So these rails go along the sides of the bed, and then you can see in here we have the vinyl that goes over top, and then this is one of the fancy ones that have the bars inside of the vinyl, so that way whenever you roll it up you don't have to take the bars out of these pieces. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're starting to understand the $129 thing because the instructions are pretty vague whenever it comes to installing these rails, because the way that you think it is it's like a C-clamp, and then you stick this part just in like that, and I think there's some ram rage going on over there.
Somebody's horny.
Anyway, so you stick this in here and then you clamp it down. Well, we found out that that doesn't work. So then we tried going up at the front and then sliding the top piece down into the rail, and now it goes in as far as it's supposed to, and as far as we know.
What's this we tried crap? It was my idea. I wasn't a try, I just figured it out.
You made the idea, I executed.
Really? Because I'm executing this side.
I half executed.
Okay, so you half-assed it.
Anyway, and that seems to work much better. Whee! So we'll try putting the vinyl part back on the rails, and then we'll get back with you.
The next day.
Johnny, what do you think of the winter wonderland that is Pennsylvania right now?
It is what it is.
Yeah, I think our viewers think we're making shit up, but
yeah.
Welcome to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to this tonneau cover. We started on this yesterday evening, and we're getting into a couple snafus, and it was getting really cold out here, so we said, F it. And
Still is cold.
Yeah, it's still pretty cold. Anyway, we wanted to get out here and finish it. Now, we made comments earlier when we started putting this in that the deal we got on this tonneau cover, now it was an eBay gem, which I'm sure is, Chinesium on every part of it, but it was $130 free shipping, got here in like 3 days. Now it's designed is these bows are supposed to get velcroed into the cover. And as you roll it back, these things are supposed to sit on top of this rail. So whenever you want to roll the cover back up, the rails go with it. However, we were having an issue with the way that these end pieces are made, that they weren't sitting in there right. So we had to trim one of them. And sorry about that. What we're doing is, the way these are made, you can actually pop them inside the rails here where these clamps go to hold it to the bed rail. So what we've done is, rather than sewing them into the cover, these, when you pop them in like this, they sit level with the rails. So when we roll this back, it has a latch mechanism right here, and then it has Velcro that goes down the sides. So yes, it would be nice to have the bows roll up with the cover, but for $130, it is what it is, because all the other tonneau covers we have here, we have to take those out anyway. So now that we got everything marked, we're supposed to go, everything's clamped down. Now we just need to roll the cover back where it's going to live. Which, by the way, also last night when we were working on this, when we went to shut it, actually it was coming down on here, it wasn't allowing this pin to lock in on the side. So what I did is made a mark and then cut this chunk out with a razor blade, so as it goes down, it's not hitting on here or not allowing that pin to go in. Now, and it's supposed to snap in, but for some reason you got to give it a little bit of love. You got it real short, and it's on there.
Much later.
Ouch. Me, they're too old, can't move. Son of a bitch, I want to move it too. Which,
I hear the weather's nice.
putting a tonneau cover on in cold weather is probably not the smartest idea, but there's a reason why we're doing this. Yes, there's other things we need to do to work on this truck. However, we have limited roof parking here, and with people needing to get to work early in the morning and stuff, it's kind of nice for them to be able to park under a roof. They don't have to brush snow and stuff off in the mornings. So, and since there's so much crap in the bed of this truck for parts and boxes of parts, and I've already fired the parts cannon at Rock Auto and Summit and eBay, so there's going to be a whole pile of crap coming for this thing. So we wanted to have something that we could actually park it out in the snow, where the weather wasn't getting to this until we get time to work on everything. So $130, not a bad deal. It's a nice cover. Had to make some modifications, but compared to a $400 cover from X-Tang or something, I think it was worth it.
Other than those bars, it seems to work.
Yeah.
Fine.
When the sun comes out, all those little dimples and stuff will go away, but there it is. So it's kind of hard to see.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's pretty good right there.
See if you can zoom
in there, we can't detect any carpet buildups of anything, and the IAC valve came out, and it's super clean. So
We happen to have two other ones sitting here.
Right. So we're going to throw another one at it just for fun to see what happens.
All right, ladies and gents, we now have the used, but we know it works, IAC from the 350 build that we just did. Because I think a lot of the same sensors that are on the 454s are identical to the ones on the 350s. So we switched it over, and we know it works because that bit of rain whenever it was taken out.
So it's a new used one
that we know for
that
sure
we know
works. And we also came to find out too that the weather seal on the connector was all screwed up, so that could have had something to do with it. So I don't think so.
Probably not, but at least now it's got a better one on it that actually seals.
It snaps on perfectly.
All right, here.
Just gotta put the intake back together.
Oh, okay, you're still doing stuff. All right.
All right.
Everything's plugged in.
It seems a little loose though.
I think that's just the air intake temperature sensor.
But yes, everything is now plugged in.
Alright, in there and light it up and see if it stays running. If it doesn't, then we're going to move on to something else. Clearly that wasn't the problem. Alright, test number 2, because we've been talking to our buddy Kevin, and he suggested to see if the flap in the throttle body could possibly be closed too far. So what we've done is cracked it open just a hair to see if somebody may have messed with the adjustment screw or not. So this is test number 2 to see if this changes anything. And then test number 2 was a fail. So Ethan, what are you doing now?
Trying to change the fuel filter.
The fuel filter? You think that's the problem?
Well, it's crusty and musty and dusty.
And it's been on there for who knows how long, so we're gonna give that a shot just in case. All right, as you were.
Because it sat for a while too.
It did. So as you were.
Right.
Wait. So what are you doing now?
Well, now that the fuel filter has been changed, I'm going to let down the truck.
And what did you find when you changed the fuel filter?
There wasn't a significant amount of pressure up when on the lines whenever you cracked them loose. Because until I pulled the line out of the filter itself, no fuel came out.
But what happened when you blew through the filter?
It flowed just fine.
Exactly. So
Still
that
put the
wasn't
new
a
one
problem.
on anyway
But yes, just
safety.
because
You're already
just
there.
regular preventative maintenance stuff. Nice hair, by the way.
I was wearing a hat.
Okay, so if anybody's watching this and they're probably saying, check your fuel pressure. We did do this the day that we actually bought the truck, and the readings we were getting were pretty good. It did slowly bleed off after the fuel pump shut off, but it still did maintain at least 20, which is really not enough. But all right, Ethan, go ahead and turn the key on. So we're at,
I just took the pump log down, so I'm not going to do it again.
went up to 50. Now it's slowly coming down.
Let me key it back on again.
Now it went up to 52, and it's holding at stop. It was holding, then it wasn't. And now it's coming down. Turn the key back on again, and just leave it on.
Hang on, because you got to turn it off, turn it back.
Turn it off, then turn it on, but don't shut it off. What the hell? Key's still on, right?
Yeah.
That was strange. Shut it off and do it again.
Key off. Key on.
It's holding pretty good at like 48. Yeah, it is coming down really slow though. All right, try to start it. Again. Feather the throttle a little bit this time. And that's what it does every time you start it when it's cold. So, if anybody has any ideas or comments, please put them in the comment section of the video, or email us at cardboardcreepergarage@gmail or whatever. We do know that we are going to be changing the fuel pressure regulator and all that stuff, which is a major job because we have to tear everything apart because we're changing intake gaskets, and we're going to put a new cap and rotor, new oil pressure sensor, just because all that crap is such a bear to get to. So, but if people think it might be fuel pressure related, then if you had this problem or whatever, we'd love to hear from you. So we're going to move on to something else. All right, so we're connected to the truck.
Hello, computer.
Key is on right now. The IAC numbers are exactly what the other ones were. The other IAC valve, that hasn't changed at all. Engine cold temp's up to 52 because we did run it for a couple minutes. But as you can see, even air intake, it's 41 degrees. So all of that's within spec at the moment. All right, light it off. If to keep it running until it runs on its own, yes. Alright, so we were letting it come up to temperature, and we were watching the trims, and as you can see here at idle, there was a couple of these short ones that are a little off, but then over here in this column when we were watching it, the trims were like, they were like negative 23, 24, long and short both, which I talked to Kevin yesterday and he was talking about that. However, as we were warming it up, we discovered a new problem that we had to shut it down. The top of the upper radiator hose has a big gash in it, and it started volcanoing. There we go. So we need to fix that problem before we can run it much more. So with that being said, it is getting cold out here. It's been a cold weekend.
Very foggy. And
super foggy, but it's still cold. So we managed to do some stuff. We're going to continue to do stuff. So stick with us. It's going to be really cold this week, so I don't think we're going to get much done. But as soon as we can, we'll post another video with some more repairs and hopefully get this thing figured out. So
it's going to be a little bit until we get this ton update out.
Yeah, we need weather. Like seriously, yeah. It is so freaking cold in Pennsylvania.
I know I keep promising that it's coming. I swear it is coming. We just need more video.
So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. At least we did get the tonneau cover on and did get rid of a few things that were suspect as being a problem that we know are not a problem. So now we can start narrowing down exactly what is going on. So stick around. We'll be back.